Hi, my name's Allison Hepworth. This is my video lesson plan. I'm going to be teaching Alyssa how to drive a manual car. To start our lesson, we're going to meet in the snow parking lot. From a previous conversation that I had with Alyssa when we first met, she told me that she really didn't have a lot of knowledge about manual cars or how they worked or anything like that. So to start, I'm just going to see where her schema is with them and to see if she has any personal theories, from watching Fast and Furious and movies like that where they just drive really fast and it looks really smooth, and or if she's just watched someone else drive it and see if what she's gained from it that way. So that way I can see if she has any misconceptions of the car, if there's any overgeneralizations or undergeneralizations, so that we can address those right at the beginning and get her set on the right path. This might cause her some disequilibrium, but hopefully we can get her state anxiety to come down so that she can focus on just learning how to drive the car and how it works. I also want to see where her motivation is coming from to learn how to drive a stick shift. She told her dad that this is something she would like to learn, so I wonder if it's an intrinsic motivation that she just wants to learn, or if it's extrinsic because there's an outside factor causing her to want to learn how to drive a manual. And so that way I can build off of where her motivation is coming from and help her stay motivated to continue learning it as we go throughout the lesson. So the car is going to be the prototype. It's going to be the main focus of our lesson, is that's what we're learning how to drive. And I'll try and correlate some of the positive examples, such as, if she's ever driven like a riding lawnmower or a motorcycle or anything with a gear shift, just so she can correlate that in her mind. So like I said earlier, she really didn't have a lot of previous experience with a stick shift, so it's not really in her schema from what I can tell. And like I said, we're going to explore that more. But to start the lesson, we'll get the car, I'll let her sit in the driver's seat and have her tell me what she knows, see if she knows where the gear shift is, see if she knows where the clutch is, see if she knows how to get the car started and how to get going. And so that way I can build from there to match where her knowledge is. And because she's in the formal operation cognitive stage, she should be able to grasp these concepts and apply them directly. And this should be right in her zone of proximal development, because it's something that she doesn't know how to do, but something that she's very capable of learning. So after we get in the car and after we are able to understand the difference between a manual car and an automatic, where the gear shift is, where the clutch is, what each of the three pedals on the ground are, and which one's the gas, which one's the brake, which one's the clutch. Then we're going to switch seats, and I'm going to drive her to a nearby church parking lot. This way she can kind of watch what I'm doing to see how she can drive the car. And then as we drive, I'll be able to explain what I'm doing when I do it. And hopefully that'll give her enough scaffolding so that when we get to the church parking lot and we switch back, that she's able to start applying the knowledge that she's seen, and I can see how she assimilates that information that she received. My biggest fear, or my biggest concern with this lesson, is that I'm going to provide too much scaffolding and that it will result in a learned helplessness. I feel like I'm very capable of doing that because I feel like my state anxiety will be high because I want her to succeed. And so to try and prevent that, instead of just trying to tell her what to do, I'll encourage her and help her and be very positive with her and her abilities, because I want her self-efficacy to come high and to stay high, because she needs to be able to do this for herself, and that she needs to figure it out, because she's not always going to have someone there telling her when to shift and when to push the clutch in and how to recover from stalling out the engine. And so hopefully we can prevent that learned helplessness and raise her self-efficacy so that she is confident in her abilities to drive the car. And since we'll be in a parking lot, it will be able to reduce some of that state anxiety because you don't have to worry about abiding by the laws of the road, like stopping fully at a stop sign and having to pay attention to other cars and having to watch speed limits and all that other stuff. So this will help minimize the outside distraction so that she can just focus on driving this car. But we'll be in a parking lot, so there likely will be other cars or potentially pedestrians. That will help create a facilitated anxiety that will help her stay focused and be aware of her surroundings while also learning how to drive the manual. So our physical arrangement is going to be pretty tight quarters. We'll be sitting side by side since we are going to be in a car. We're going to be really close in proximity. And when she's driving, I will likely be angled towards her so that I can help her whenever she asks for help. That's going to be hopefully my main role is just to be there when she has questions and to help her fully understand what she needs to do so that she can succeed. In this lesson, we're really going to be focusing on her psychomotor and cognitive domains. This is very much a skills lesson that will hopefully also raise her self-confidence and help her improve her self-concept because she'll be able to expand her skills. There's also going to be a lot of cueing in this lesson, whether she's cueing me to help her or that I'm cueing her to shift or to push on the clutch or to restart the car if she stalls at the engine. And hopefully through all that she's able to see what mistakes she's making and improve on them. Also during the lesson I will hopefully be using mostly information language rather than control language. There might be times where I have to use control language just to help keep her going, but I would rather be explaining to her why we do things and let her apply that knowledge to what she's doing. Also, throughout this lesson, she's going to be having to rely a lot on her short-term and her working memory, as a lot of this information is going to be new and having to apply it directly. And that can potentially cause some anxiety. And the goal is to keep it from becoming a debilitating anxiety, because as a new driver to the manual car, there's a probability that she'll stall it once or twice. And so to keep her from experiencing that debilitating anxiety, we can talk about how she can improve and what she's doing that can maybe be changed so that she can be more successful in driving. So that her state and debilitating anxiety can increase and her self-efficacy can increase. And so I'm very excited to teach Alissa this lesson and to help her as she prepares to go to school and to increase her self-concept and her self-efficacy in accomplishing difficult tasks. Socially, the social development that I hope she gains from this is just knowing that she can learn new things and that she can understand that she is capable even if she doesn't succeed the first couple times, that if she keeps trying, she can figure it out because she's a very smart, very capable girl. Also, I hope that this helps her in her moral development, that we're going to be in a parking lot, and so there's not going to be a lot of other outside distractions and obstacles to overcome, but as she gets better and better at driving it, then she can go out into the streets and drive like she would in a normal car and be able to improve that way, and that she won't have to worry about breaking laws or missing signs or forgetting to check her mirrors. And so I really hope that she's able to see her capabilities in learning new things and difficult things, because I know when I first learned stick, it took me a long time to really figure out that friction point and being able to stop and go smoothly. And I was even thinking about when we were driving from the parking lot to the church parking lot and putting in some hot cognition by killing the car once or twice or having rough starts just to show her how to recover from that so that she can know that she's not going to be the only one struggling with this. And so, like I said, I'm very excited to teach her and to interact with her during this time that we'll have. And so, thank you very much.